Today on the Won't You Please Be My Friend Says podcast, I'm going to be discussing YouTube forcing mid-roll ads, one of my favorite YouTube community post fails thus far, and other stuff too, so go ahead and stick around. Although these glasses are stylish, they are not prescription, so I cannot see anything, so allow me to put on my regular glasses and find my notes, and we will go on from there. Let's start with the news that YouTube is going to be forcing mid-roll ads on more videos, and I just learned about this last week. While I was scrolling through the YouTube Studio app on my phone, I noticed a big banner announcement at the top, and it reads, "On May 12, 2025, to improve your earnings potential, we'll add auto ad slots on top of manual on existing videos. You can choose to continue managing your ad slots manually." I'm going to interject here and share a very hot take. I hate mid-roll ads. I think they're terrible. I think they're disruptive. I think they ruin the viewing experience, and I don't like them. I know that's going to get me a lot of flack because everybody else loves them so much. The difference is viewers, I think, unanimously agree mid-roll ads suck. I think content creators or YouTubers think mid-roll ads suck, but a lot of YouTubers keep mid-roll ads on because it means you can earn more money. I think that's where the disconnect is. There are some YouTubers, myself included, who will shut off mid-roll ads because they are so disruptive and they suck so much. This is not the best news that I have seen. This is something that I am not happy about, but I am glad that YouTube is giving at least 2 months notice. They have this as a big banner notification, and it is incredibly easy to shut this off, so let me walk you through that. When you see this banner, you just click Manage, select Opt Out of additional automatic ad slots, and continue managing manually, and then click Save. That is all you need to do to avoid this. So if you have this banner notification pop up in Studio and you do not want additional automatically placed mid-roll ads, that is how you shut them off. My concern is this showed up on my Clips Castage channel. I don't think it showed up on the Bandrew Says podcast channel, but it has not shown up on Podcastage, my main channel, the channel that gets the most views. So if this does not pop up and they just automatically start shoving in mid-roll ads, I will be pretty upset. The reason why I have them off is, yes, I find them disruptive. I think they ruin the viewing experience. But also, I am very strict with the audio for those videos, for those reviews. I try to maintain a relatively consistent level, and it's not the loudest level out there. Sometimes I even have noise floor tests where I shut up and just let people listen to the noise floor, and sometimes that is very quiet. What that leads to happening, or what that leads to people doing, is cranking up their level, their headphone volume or their speaker level, to hear what kind of hiss is there in their recording. If YouTube thinks there's no talking here, this is a perfect place for an ad, and somebody had cranked up their headphone volume or speaker volume, "Why can't I talk today?" Then guess what happens? Now they are deafened by an advertisement for whatever is advertised on YouTube. I don't know what it is anymore. I have had YouTube Premium since 2015 or 16, whenever it launched. That is my concern with this. I am hoping that I do get the notification, and I wanted to share how you shut this off if you get this notification. Very simple. I don't like this path forward of saying, hey, we're going to add additional mid-roll ads, because I think that makes a worse experience for viewers, but I am at least glad they are giving ample notification, ample time, and they are making the the option or the task of opting out very simple. It just takes 2 clicks. If you do want to know more about this, I will throw a link to the blog post on this. Hey, you're going to see more midrolls if you do not have YouTube Premium, because there are a lot of videos on YouTube. The people don't use their accounts anymore. They no longer make videos, so all of those videos, they are automatically going to have midrolls added to them because the person isn't logging in and opting out of this. So just expect, following the 12th of May, 2025, you will see more midroll ads. Yay! In other awesome YouTube news, let's talk about the YouTube community post feature that I discussed last week. Last week, I was talking about how YouTube is adding this community post feature, and it allows anybody to post to a YouTube channel, and then those posts will get promoted to anybody subscribed to that channel. In the last episode, I had not gathered any screenshots of this feature, but I gathered a couple of them over the last week that I think really illustrate why I don't love this feature, but that I found to be very funny. So I am going to share a couple of those with you. First up, we have a post to the Creator Insiders community, and it says, "Hey, I'm Michael, a YouTube barber. I love this feature and can't wait to get it on my channel." That is innocuous. There is nothing terrible about that. I hope this person has a wonderful YouTube channel and all the success in the world, and they cut hair really well. This has no impact on anybody. This does not need to be shared across the YouTube homepage. It's crazy that this type of post is being pushed and it is being tied to the Creator Insider channel. Baffling to me. Why is this being promoted? I am not saying anything negative about that channel. Nothing at all. I am saying this feature seems silly because this post, it doesn't need to be pushed on the homepage. Secondly, this is posted to the Caleb Hammer YouTube channel, and it says, "Caleb, can you please make a YouTube video where instead of auditing people in your office, you strip down and oil up while teaching us how to do our taxes?" And this is more in line with what I am expecting on these community tabs where people can post whatever. Silly jokes, inappropriate jokes. Hey, get naked. I'm sure this is going to be wonderful for all the YouTube channels run by women. I am sure there won't be inappropriate comments much worse than this on those that end up getting promoted and tied to their YouTube channels. I do watch Caleb, and I don't think this is out of line with his humor. He seems goofy. He seems crass at times, maybe a bit inappropriate, very harsh, but it's kind of that tough love kind of thing. But this is, again, not any kind of post that should be promoted across the YouTube homepage. I don't think this is a post that should be tied to Caleb Hammer, yet this feature is now essentially associating this post with Caleb Hammer because it does tell you who posted it. But that's harder to read than the main thing, Caleb Hammer's community. So now you associate being stripped down and oiled up and taxes with Caleb Hammer. Now that this is crazy. This is such a crazy feature. The last one is my favorite thing that I have seen on YouTube in quite a while. This is a post to Mark Rebier, the musician, his community. It says, "Keep sending out notifications for random people posting, and I am definitely unfollowing." Come on. The irony there is beautiful. The fact that this person's saying, "Keep sending out posts from random people and I'm unsubscribing," is being sent out to random people. It's beautiful. This is a beautiful thing. And I think this is going to be a very common sentiment. Why am I getting posts from random people posting to Mark Rebier or Creator Insider or Caleb Hammer or Podcastage? I don't care. If I wanted to know what people were saying on that channel, I would go to the video comments. So I just wanted to share a couple of those examples and really illustrate how silly I think this feature is, how it may be abused, or what kind of potential issues may arise. Inappropriate comments, and then people getting post fatigue, notification fatigue, something, from seeing a bunch of posts from random people associated with your channel. There you go. I had to share those because some of them were funny, and I had not done that the prior week. That is all the news that I wanted to discuss. Like I said, I cannot speak today. Now let's jump to what I have been testing. That almost sounds like Jim Gaffigan. I just realized that. Hey, I like Twinkies. That wasn't Jim Gaffigan. That was a Teletubby. I am a really good impressionist. I am on the Shure SM7B again. It was just on the mic stand, so that's what we are using. I am pretty sure that all the head injuries I have had are just, they're starting to compound on each other and really, I guess, present themselves in my personality. I am just becoming more and more strange by the day. Hopefully, are you not entertained? He's losing his mind, and we're reaping all the benefits. Now let's jump to what you had to say, and I am going to share and do something that I have never done before. I am going to share my favorite comment of the week, and this isn't something that even happened on my channel. It's something that I saw on another YouTube video. That YouTube video was the new music video for the group Viagra Boys. And I will throw it up on screen right now and read it to you. This is from Marlboro Lights 1. I just had a tooth extracted that had all the roots fused. The dentist put me in a headlock with his arm under my jaw so he didn't break it as he pulled it out. I've never been held so firmly by a man before, and I didn't hate it. Anyway, great tune, fellas. And I think that may be my favorite comment of the month. That comment is just, that is fantastic. I don't know why I wanted to share that. I just saw that and it made me laugh, and I screenshotted it. And I thought, maybe you'll enjoy this as well. Now we'll get to actual what you had to say comments. First comes from Oscar, and he says, have you seen the new Aston Apex mic? It looks like something from a sci-fi movie. I've never been so intrigued by a microphone's design. Can't wait to hear some demos of it. Oscar, thank you very much for the comment, and thank you for asking that question. Yes, I have seen the Aston Apex. I remember when this was announced. I think this was announced maybe a year and a half ago maybe, and it has never been available for sale anywhere. But once you left that comment, I jumped over to Sweetwater to see if it's available, and it is finally available for pre-order. Some of them are back-ordered. So I am going to buy this thing, and if you're watching the video version of this podcast, I will throw a screenshot from Sweetwater up. It is a very strange-looking handheld microphone, and as far as the finish that I am going to be getting, matte black, no. Whatever the other one is, nuh-uh. I am going the glass super high polished chrome because that is so obnoxious looking and I love it. And I want the microphones I review to mimic my personality, obnoxious and awful looking. So that is the one I am going to be going for, and I am excited to try it as well. I'll be ordering it probably later this week to see if I can get it. I don't know what the back order time is. Who knows? Once I get it, you will hear it. Thank you very much, Oscar. Appreciate you. Next, we have a comment from Tarkov, and he says, if YouTube wanted to implement auto-dubbing, why don't they just ask for a second audio file with no voiceover present? I think it would make a lot more sense. It would be like uploading your own caption file, but it's just a second MP3 along with your video. Tarkov, thank you very much for the comment. I think that's a really interesting question, but I think there's one big flaw with that idea. I think that adds too many steps to the process. It complicates it a bit too much. And if we know anything about the average consumer, the average user of any product as widely adopted as YouTube, once you start adding complexities to certain processes, they do not get adopted. So I think the fact that you're adding additional steps would lead to nobody using it, or maybe not nobody, but a very small number of YouTubers using that feature, because I'm sure there would also be complexities or difficulties having different files. If you export things at different sample rates, if you miss a frame when you're exporting, the audio files would be different lengths. I think that would likely lead to issues with YouTube's system. They would have to re-render stuff maybe. I'm not sure all that would go into it, but I imagine it would cause a lot of potential hiccups because you are adding an additional step to the YouTuber who is uploading. There are a lot of areas or possibilities rather for mistakes in the exporting process. So that would cause issues on YouTube's side. And with those additional steps, I just don't think a large number of people would adopt it. So I think this is likely the best option for YouTube to actually get this feature out and running. I know for a while they were allowing YouTubers like Mr. Beast to upload their different audio files for different languages. And then depending on where their video was being viewed, that would be the audio file that was played. So I know that was a feature they were trying. That would be super expensive though. I know you're not suggesting, hey, hire about 50 people to do voiceover in these different languages. None of us have that budget, but I think there's a lot of complexities. They do have the back-end capability for that, but I think there would need to be some kind of maybe not expert, but a seasoned audio person to ensure all the files matched up and synced up properly to avoid any potential issues in the reprocessing and utilization of that secondary audio file. I don't know if I'm just... I think that made sense. I think that was coherent, but I think I said it in 10,000 more words than were needed. Tarkov, thank you very much for the comment and the suggestion. I appreciate you. Next, we have a comment from Alexandra Rex, and they say, Elgato makes a lot of stuff for streamers and YouTubers. Having the absolute perfect sound quality isn't the goal, but good enough, and also you can't always remove all noises, so those tools does the job perfectly. What they're after is just being able to talk to their audience or while recording without a lot of noise in the background, and having their voice sound good enough for the purpose. Complaining about that feels like saying I would never listen to AM or FM radio because I only listen to perfectly recorded audiobooks or something like that, or not cutting some fruit unless you have the best knife in the world, or drive to work unless it's in a luxury car. Alexandra, thank you very much for the comment, and thank you for sharing your thoughts here. First thing I want to say is, do not challenge me with a good time. You know that I am addicted to optimization. You want me to find the best knife to cut fruit? I will spend months and thousands of dollars buying stuff just to find the best darn knife so I can slice it a millisecond faster. Don't threaten me with a good time, Alexandra. That is right up my alley. I get your point, though. You are exactly right about Elgato's customer base. They are YouTubers, they are streamers. And I also want to point out, I think I do this whenever I talk about most audio, the vast majority of consumers of that content would not know or be able to hear the difference between great audio and good enough audio. So I think that's important to note. Good enough is going to be good enough for the vast majority of people. But us audio enthusiasts, we are weirdos. We are nitpicky. We like pointing out the flaws in stuff. We like being precise. We like being exact. We do like finding the best recording available. We do like making the best recording available. That doesn't mean that everybody needs to do exactly what we do. But when we're discussing products, we approach them from that maybe not perfectionist point of view, but trying to illustrate the potential downsides of those products. Even if the vast majority of people may not notice it, it's still important to point out when you drive this too hard, when you get too aggressive with the noise removal, there is artifacting. It does sound bad. Does that bad sound ruin it for you? I can't say. That's something for you to decide. So that's really the difference. I understand your point completely, and I get it. You are right. Elgato's customer base is the average YouTuber and streamer. Good enough is good enough. It kind of goes back to that Adobe AI podcast thing. When I demoed that, I think it sounds terrible. That doesn't change the fact that a ton of people, prominent podcasts, use it. I still think it sounds bad, but they use it. They don't get complaints about it, and they find it to be downright magic because it takes terrible sounding audio that is recorded in a conference hall with a bunch of background noise, and then it makes it sound a lot more similar to an SM7B in a studio. I'm not going to throw any podcasts under the bus, but I know some very prominent podcasts have used it. And to my knowledge, they haven't gotten any complaints because I didn't write them an email complaining about it. Because I know I'm alone in that. I know I am one of a few who would be slightly bothered by it, but it's free content. Why am I going to complain about it? Really, if we're being honest with you, I'm not going to write an thank you for the free content. I enjoyed listening to it, even though it sounded bad when that person was talking. I think that's all I have to say on that topic. I guess the last question it raises is, I can share my opinion all I want. We can share our opinions all we want. But do our opinions really even matter? Does my opinion even matter? Probably not. What am I doing with my life? Spending all my free time making YouTube videos, yet my opinion is meaningless. Thank you very much, Alexander. I hope that was an interesting discussion. Great points. I'm not going to stop criticizing stuff if I think it sounds bad because I am in that audio enthusiast realm. I am going to try to be better. I got a criticism on my latest review video. I'm going to restart my camera. I got a criticism on my latest video, and they said, you didn't point out that self-noise is negligible when you're recording loud sound sources. It's only an issue when you're recording quiet sound sources. My response was, I thought that was obvious. But that goes back to something that I have always tried to avoid, but I have apparently fallen trapped to it. I have assumed knowledge that not everybody has. I have assumed that everybody would understand that a high self-noise becomes irrelevant if you're recording a snare drum or a really loud guitar cab. And that's the same thing with me criticizing stuff for sounding bad, when in reality, 95% of people will think it sounds fine. So I need to be a little bit better about explaining things like self-noise. 22 dBA is very loud. That's only going to be an issue if you are recording quiet sound sources. If you're recording gunshots, drums, who cares? You're not going to hear it. If you are using this plugin really aggressively, does it sound artificial? Does it cause artifacting? Yes, I am still going to point that out. Does it matter though? Will 95% of people notice? Probably not. I still think you should be less aggressive with your settings. I still think you should have good technique. I still think you should focus on getting the best sound possible before you hit record. I still think that's the proper process, but I will be better at pointing out I'm being critical. That's kind of my job, though, isn't it? Right? Am I overthinking it now? I don't know. Thank you very much. I just wasted another 1,000 words. I apologize. Hopefully that was interesting. That is it for what you had to say. Now we are jumping to the value for value section because this is a V for V podcast. What that means, there are no ads on this podcast. This show is not thrown behind a paywall. I put the show out there, and if you get value out of it, I just ask you return that in whatever way you are able, time, talent, or treasure, or just share it around with somebody who may get benefit out of it. Share it with a YouTuber who may want to know, I need to shut off this automatic mid-roll ad placement that's going to ruin my channel. Share it so they know to do that. Today we have 2 super thanks. First from Incredibly Handsome, aka Henrique, and he says, hell yeah, new episode drops while I'm driving 9 hours to Philadelphia. That's a beautiful thing. Thank you. Henrique, thank you very much for the 5 USD. I hope you had a safe drive to Philadelphia. 9 hours? Ugh, 9 hours, that is brutal. I don't think I have ever driven 9 hours straight. I apologize that you had to do that. I hope it was a safe drive. I hope last week's episode brought you some enjoyment on that hellscape known as a 9-hour drive to Philadelphia. Gosh, and then you had to drive in a city, a big major city. That's never fun. If you want to watch some really good movie podcasts, go to youtube.com/@incrediblyhandsome. Check out his show. It is awesome. I still have 6 or 7 of his episodes in my watch later on YouTube. And if I can ever find free time to do anything, I am going to watch those because they are so good. Thank you very much, Henrique. Next, you know what we're going to do. We have €50 from TechMed. Rainer Richter, and he says, Danke. Unfortunately, I can't do you the favor to post an annoying meme right here. Raina, thank you so much for the €50. I really do appreciate the continued support. I am going to put out a call. I think we need to add Raina's inappropriate meme corner of the week, where Raina sends whatever meme he wants for that week. Maybe not too inappropriate, but any kind of meme that he wants. I think that would be a hilarious addition to this show. Go ahead and vote in the comments on YouTube, and maybe we can get Raina to send something in, maybe at least once, a couple of his favorite memes of all time. Thank you so much, Henrique and Raina, for the support. Really does help with the show. Really do appreciate it. And if you enjoy this show being ad-free, not behind a paywall, it is thanks to the support of these amazing people. Well, hello there. This is future Bandrew chiming in and bringing another edition of the weekly recommendation algorithm that is being rebranded. In the past, the weekly recommendation algorithm was primarily me recommending media that I enjoyed, or in the very rare instance, perhaps a piece of fruit, which I concur was a very strange thing to do. But when you get excited after eating an orange, sometimes you just need to take 3 minutes out of a podcast and discuss that with people and advocate, hey, why don't you go out and get an orange and slice it up, and it will be like you just got off the soccer field as a kid again. Sometimes that's necessary. Irrelevant. I want to change this from the weekly recommendation algorithm to more of a my favorite thing of the week, or items that have improved my life, or just things that I have enjoyed. And that's because that interests me. And this week, the first item, my first favorite item of the week is jean jacket. And last week, I wore jean jacket for the first time, and I did so on a podcast. And oddly enough, surprisingly enough, I don't know, I got a number of direct messages commenting on said jacket. I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't know if it's a bad thing. I don't know if they were being sarcastic or if they were mocking me. I don't care either way. I like the idea of a jacket that is lighter weight, that offers additional storage options, and that is durable. To me, that is the appeal of jean jacket. It gives me additional storage options. It is not too heavyweight, so I can wear it when it's slightly warmer outside and hopefully not get heat stroke. But what really drove me to wanting to look at something like this is a stupid device that we are all tethered to. Cellular telephones that have just gotten larger and larger over the years, and these manufacturers refuse to make a teeny tiny version for those of us who want it. And if you carry this in your front pocket in your jeans, it's uncomfortable. If you carry it in your back pocket, you sit down, you're going to crack the screen. You can't put it in a t-shirt breast pocket because then your shirt will get all stretched out. So there's no good option. So looking for something like this is what led me to a jean jacket. I don't know why I'm doing that. But I have found that the jean jacket pushes me out of my comfort zone in terms of style because, simply put, my fashion sense is non-existent. I have always dressed like a teenager, jeans, a sweatshirt. That's it. And it's fun trying something a little bit different that is a little bit more challenging and outside of the norm. And this is certainly one of those things. But I have found it very useful having inner pockets to store phones. And it's not a heavy-duty jacket like some winter coat that also has that, or a sweatshirt that also has that. It has breast pockets so you can carry sunglasses, which I need because my eyes are stinky. That's a weird description. It has hand-warming pockets, so you could store handkerchiefs and pens. You could do whatever with this. So I just wanted to share that because I found it so funny getting multiple DMs commenting on the jean jacket because it is so out of the ordinary for me. Over the 10 years I have been making YouTube videos currently, you've only ever seen me in a t-shirt or a sweatshirt. And I think that's it. Hopefully one day I will have the confidence, the fashion sense to be able to pull off a full Canadian tuxedo, a jean jacket, a jean shirt, and blue jeans. Hopefully one day I can pull off the Leno, man. That would be incredible. I doubt I will ever be that confident in my skin, that confident in anything, that manly in any sense, but here's hoping. So there you go. That is the first item, topic, whatever, that I wanted to discuss on my favorite things of the week. Jean jacket. Okay, back to the conclusion part of the show. I think that's going to wrap up this week's episode. We were a little bit more loosey-goosey this week. I'm going to be frank with you. I'm going to be upfront with you. Work over the last 4 months has been whooping my butt. I have been getting dragged through the dirt, dragged through the coals. The workload has been crazy. So that's why I have been missing so many uploads on Podcastage. After 10-hour workdays, I don't have the energy to do anything. That means that on the weekends, at this point, I actually do need a little bit of rest and relaxation, so I haven't been as prolific as I once was. I have not been as productive as I once was, and I also have not been doing tremendous amounts of preparation for these episodes. I do make notes, I do all that, I think about what I'm going to talk about, but I'm not spending 4 hours outlining before I go. So that's why we're a little bit more loosey-goosey, trying to have more fun, trying to make it a bit more of a relaxing thing. I still want to make sure that I am offering value, though. I want to make sure I am at least explaining the news events properly, thoroughly, and offering some insight that may allow you as a YouTuber or content creator, whatever, to make some more informed decisions. So there you go. Just wanted to share that. And now we are done for the week, minus the editing. I hope you have an amazing Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Next Sunday, I will hopefully be back talking at you, with you, about you. I love you so much. Honestly, thank you for coming by. I know there are about 1 billion things you could spend your time enjoying. Movies, TV, books, music, friends and family. What are those? So I appreciate you spending your time. I appreciate you spending your time watching any amount of this show. I really do appreciate you, and I will talk to you later. Love you. Bye-bye. Whoa. Whoa. Boop.
This has been a Geeks Rising production. Your executive producer is Bandrew Scott. For more information, head over to www.geeksrising.com.